poetry isn't just about meaning, it's about music. Before we wrote stories, we sang poems. The way words sound, the crunch of a consonant, the glide of a vowel, the steady heartbeat of a rhythm, gives poetry its power to bypass the brain and speak directly to the soul. Think about that heartbeat. In poetry, rhythm is called meter. The most famous is iambic pentameter, a pattern of 10 syllables, da-dum, 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 that mimics our own pulse. This is a physical connection. When you read a poem with a strong galloping rhythm, your own heart rate can actually change to match the lines. Beyond the beat, there's texture. Alliteration uses the hard edge of consonants, repeating them to link ideas or create a mood. Think of Wilfred Owen's line about war, the stuttering rifle's rapid rattle. The harsh R and T sounds aren't just describing machine guns, they are the sound. That's also onomatopoeia, where a word echoes its meaning. It's not just bang or crash, it's subtle, like the M sounds in the murmuring of innumerable bees, where you can almost hear the hum. Then you have the soft soul of the vowels. That's assonance. The long, open sounds in a phrase like the mellow wedding bells create a slow, melodic feeling. While consonants provide the percussion, vowels create the melody. Even rhyme plays with this. A perfect rhyme like cat and hat feels complete, but a slant rhyme like bridge and grudge is slightly off. It creates a tension, a feeling that something isn't quite resolved. So if you only read poetry with your eyes, you're missing half the experience. It's a vocal art. Go find a poem, read it aloud, and listen for the heartbeat, the texture, and the echo. Don't just read the words, hear the music.